Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden in New York City, for the featured bout of the evening, and in recognition of New York's National Puerto Rico Day Parade, a todos nuestros amigos boricuas, bienvenidos aficionados al box. Well, fans, this bout coming away is brought to you by Top Rank Incorporated and DeBella Entertainment in association with Nemiroff and Madison Square Garden. It is sanctioned by the WBO, President Francisco Valcarcel, Supervisor John Duggan, along with the New York State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Juan Scott Stevens, Commissioner in attendance, Jerome Becker. Now we introduce to you our three judges scoring this bout from ringside. From New Jersey, Glenn Feldman. From Connecticut, Dan Trella. And from Florida, Peter Trematera. Introducing our third man to the ring, the referee in charge of this bout, working in this his 118th world title bout, Steve Smoger. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Junior Welterweight Championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from New York City, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue and white trunks, born, raised, and proudly representing Brooklyn, New York. He weighed in at 138 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring. 21 wins, no losses, 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the WBC Continental America's Super Lightweight Champion, tonight challenging for the title as the WBO number 10 ranked contender, introducing the challenger, Paulie, the Magic Man, Malignaggi. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with black trim. He is the pride of Caguas, Puerto Rico. He weighed in at a ready 138 1/4 pounds, a 2000 Puerto Rican Olympian, undefeated in the professional ranks with a record of 26 wins, no losses, 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight making the 6th defense of his title, here is the 2-time and current Puerto Rico Fighter of the Year, the undefeated WBO Junior Welterweight Champion of the world. Damos la bienvenida al sensacional e invicto Miguel Cotto. Let's get a referee in charge, Steve Smoger, now to give instructions.
Gentlemen, I'm giving you instructions both in Spanish and English. Please obey my commands. Respect the bell, and above all, protect yourself at all times. Touch glove. Toca las manos. Toca las manos. Hold. 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 Come here. Yeah.
Well, I think these two young men are eager to have at it.
You just want to make sure that Cotto doesn't get up caught in the height. Don't become a clown because there's someone better at it than him. Be the boxer. And for the other kid, be the clown.
Well, we saw the weights that were official at the weigh-ins that have them at the 140 or under mark. But we suspect that they're both up a little bit. What's your take on it, Wally?
Well, you know what? An interesting sidelight to the fight, and it might turn out to be more than that. well, let's pay attention before it ends, before I get this out of my mouth, is that Cotto had a lot of trouble making the weight. In fact, dried out to make it and tried to rehydrate immediately after the weigh-in. And the Malignaggi camp is pretty convinced that that's going to be a big factor in the fight, that he's going to tire out.
One thing about Cotto,
there's already a cut at the corner of the left eye of Malignaggi. They bumped heads apparently in that very first moment that they came together. Now that would be a shame if that develops into something that's a problem.
No punch, no punch.
Yeah, before they even get started, that would be a shame.
It was right in the first encounter, and a good combination from Malignaggi.
Malignaggi got to turn this into a boxing match, especially now being cut.
You know, George, it seems like he's more intent on trying to end it because he's worried about the cut.
Yeah, and that could be dangerous because you got people in your corner that can work on the cut. You want to throw your fight away because of that.
Yep.
Well, so you're suggesting it'd be better for him to stay away during this round and let them have a chance to work on it. Yeah, he's not the big puncher, so his chances of scoring a first-round knockout are not high, unless he catches Cotto cold, or if there is, in fact, a dehydration problem.
You know, one thing about Cotto, he has been hurt in a lot of his fights, been dropped in one of them at least, so his chin is a little bit suspect.
And he just doesn't know how to stay out of a fight. He has all the skills to do it, but he keeps getting into tough fights.
He likes to brawl, no doubt about it. Wow, look at Malignaggi, look at the blood.
Appears to be right at the corner of the left eye, and Cotto now the combination. Not a knockdown. Not a knockdown. He just slipped as he was coming forward. His feet got tangled up. Malignaggi fighting with a tremendous purpose here. The crowd is going nuts, as you can imagine. First round scheduled for 12 of this championship fight. WBO junior welterweight crown held by Miguel Cotto. Both fighters unbeaten, both 25 years old. Malignaggi having to fight like he's the power puncher with only 5 KOs in his 21 wins and hands that have given him a problem. 2 surgeries on the right hand.
And you know, when something like that happens early in a fight, it really asks the fighter to show something he's never had to show before. He's got to show a lot of guts.
And he's showing them so far.
And guts, and you got to fight. You got to fight because a guy sees your blood, he's coming after you.
Into the Malignaggi corner. And the cutmen are going to have to go quickly to work there. Let's see where it is exactly. That's always critical. How much is going to bleed into the eye, how much it will open up. You can see it right at the end of his eyebrow where they're holding that swab.
That's in a terrible spot.
Not the best, for sure. Could be on the eyelid. That would be worse.
That's just a terrible break, and it doesn't matter which fighter it happens to. It just, you know, we're waiting for the main event. A lot of people came to say Duddy.
Yep, you just don't want these.
You got to cover yourself.
Yeah.
He's bleeding now.
Well, so obviously in the Cotto corner, they're saying, you know, he's bleeding. Make your move on him. Cotto comes out very calmly here to start the second round. The key is going to be how well is the corner Malignaggi able to control that cut. Malignaggi is a very slick boxer. That's what his skill is. Said he reminded me of Hector Camacho Sr. in his heyday, trained by the same man, Billy Giles. Tremendous speed, very clever. He gets in and out, avoids punches, but the way he started in round 1 was the antithesis of what his skills are.
You don't want to go in with a master boxer like Malignaggi and just try to get him recklessly without your defense. You got to keep your hands up. Cotto is going in aggressive, but stay in position because this guy can't catch you with a quick shot. Flip you down.
coming in already.
Cotto takes his time and set the whole thing all up again with his jab.
Left jab. Oh boy, just did as you said it, George.
Well, I think most people knew that Cotto's left hook could turn the fight at any time. I don't think anybody expected it to be this early.
Jabs to the body. You don't see that as often as trainers would like.
And he's turning that left hook, Cotto is, to the body as well.
Oh, and a good left hook up top. Good combination back from Malignaggi. Oh, and a good counter punch by Cotto.
Cotto already realizes Malignaggi can't hurt him.
You know, when you're fighting a puncher, you do not turn the fight into a punching match. You can only lose. Box the puncher. Box the puncher.
Very good. Very good.
Box all night. Don't get caught up in the hype.
So far, the cut hasn't opened up again. Credit to the corner.
That's the one bright spot for Malignaggi in this round.
Backing up with your hands down again.
Cotto finding openings with his combinations and batters to the body. That rocked Malignaggi. A little bit of blood from the cut again now.
Cotto is just coming on now with no respect at all.
Malignaggi having some vision problems now.
Final seconds of round number 2. Knockdown scored by the champion Cotto. Richie Espinoza will listen to the Cotto corner.
Breathe, breathe. Breathe again. Don't get unbalanced. When you see him, give him a right. Give him a right. Give him a right.
That's his uncle.
Watch this knockdown. Watch this knockdown. Goes with the hook, start everything. Reserves. There you are. You just can't move backwards with your hands down. There you are.
Huge left hook from Miguel Cotto.
Hook, hook, all night long. It comes so natural to Cotto, you got to make certain that you're not in position to get caught with that hook. Most natural punch he has.
Malignaggi comes out, lands the first punch. Couldn't seem to bother Cotto at all. Will Malignaggi get discouraged by that very fact? Pride of Brooklyn, New York, unbeaten in 21 fights, 40-9 as an amateur, U.S. National Amateur Champ in 2001, Golden Gloves champ.
He's very smart, though. When Cotto steps back just a little bit, he's waiting for that opportunity, and he steps in with right hand.
And he's quick to do so.
Yeah, he does it quickly.
Push out, boy. That's it.
A lot quicker than the fighters Cotto has been in with.
Yeah, but I'll say this about Malignaggi. It's got to be a very bad feeling to know you can't hurt the other guy and the other guy can hurt you, because that's already been established.
Saw the left jab from Cotto. Malignaggi landing punches, as you say, they're just having no effect on Cotto. And of course, in theory, if he lands enough, he can win the fight. Those last two blocked neatly by the good defense of Cotto there.
And that's what you want to do when you're fighting a puncher. Make him relax. You hurt me, I can hurt you, and you build up rounds. You build up the point system. And he's not hurt, but he loses.
Round 3 scheduled for 12. This WBO Junior Welterweight Championship bout. 140 pounds. Cotto knocked out Gianluca Branco in March of this year. 8th round TKO in his last outing in Bayamon, Puerto Rico.
I like what Cotto is doing. He's landing big shots, but he goes right back to the body methodically. Stays around that body with the left hook.
See, the thing about Cotto, George, is that he generally gets stronger as the fight goes on, so that doesn't bode well for Malignaggi. If Cotto's only going to get better from here, that makes Malignaggi's task that much more difficult.
Malignaggi using his feet effectively there.
No punch, no punch.
Malignaggi is a survivor, though. Still believes he's in the fight. He brings his jab up from his hip.
He's quick enough to do it. Not too many guys can do that.
Now talking to him.
He's a tough kid. There's no doubt about that.
No
I'm talking about Malignaggi.
Yeah, they both are. But, you know, he's got more to prove in that department just because he's known as the light hitter, the speedy boxer, and Cotto's known as the guy with a big punch, can take you out at any time. And Malignaggi's determined to show that he can stand there with him. Well, that remains to be seen, but he's sure giving it an effort to this point. Jorge Posada at the fight tonight. I mean, this is a New York night. It could not be any bigger. Yankees catcher here. And he is hanging with other supporters, no doubt, of Cotto, we guess, but we can't be sure of that. Here's Polly's corner. Let's hear what they're saying to him. Now that cut is opened up wider. It'll be tougher for them to staunch the bleeding now. That may in fact be a second cut below the original one, because it appears to me to be lower than the original one. So all kinds of problems for Malignaggi on his corner as we go into round number 4.
The biggest problem of all, Tim, is that Cotto is just too strong for him right now and knows that he can't be hurt.
And the one thing that can happen for Malignaggi, Cotto could get too overconfident, leave himself open coming in, and get dropped himself.
Boy, wouldn't that be a mistake?
You run into a shot. You don't have to be a hard puncher. You meet the guy's head at the same time as the punch delivered, you can get him.
No punch. No.
It was just a year ago, Cotto won here against Muhammad Abdullayev. The guy had beaten him at the Olympic Games. He avenged that in a professional match. And the next day was a grand marshal in the Puerto Rican Day parade. So
left hook.
That was a low blow there.
It was a left hook to the body. It was good.
Was it above the belt, George?
Yeah.
I think it was right on the belt, I guess.
There's no warning from the referees.
No, there was not. So evidently it was.
This doesn't prove anything.
Well, I'm giving Steve Smoker the benefit of the doubt there.
He's a terrific referee.
No, he's good.
Stay up.
Cotto is going to that body, vicious fashion. Look at that combination.
You know, and you have to give Cotto credit for not going crazy after that eye. You know, a lot of guys would just go right-hand crazy now, trying to finish it up by opening that cut up a little bit wider.
Those are a couple of good lefts there from Malignaggi that actually straightened him up for the first time. Stopped his forward progress.
Malignaggi, if he can just get comfortable and relax, he can set his defense. He can cause some problem. He just started off on the right foot the other night, slugging and pulling and wrestling.
George, did you ever have a fight where something catastrophic happened to you right in the opening seconds?
No.
It's got to be very difficult to get yourself back together.
Yo, when a guy hits you and you hear the bells go off in your ear a couple times, it's hard to get straight, but I figured if I didn't get knocked out, I can keep doing it. Because I didn't have a strategy anyway in most of my fights. I just wanted to...
Oh, you had a strategy.
Just knock out.
That's right.
But this guy, Malignaggi, is courageous, just started off on the wrong foot.
Well, he's had to alter his game plan entirely, being concerned about that cut. But this is not the way that I would not expect that he would be wanting to fight Cotto in the early rounds.
Cotto is playing the clown game. You don't want to get into that.
Well, Malignaggi has thrown a lot more punches than Cotto has, and there's, case that can be made. The effective punches have been Cotto's. But, you know, if you're only going to score the number of hits,
well,
who knows?
Then you're scoring amateur boxing.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying all things are possible in judging. Let's go to the corner.
You're absolutely right, especially in this building.
Some things are impossible.
Well, I was here for a fight between Holyfield and Lewis. You would have thought some things were impossible that night.
Here comes that hook. Right in the stomach. That hurts.
Wow. George, you got great eyes.
Just goes viciously. Look, a few of those was a little low, but not intentionally. The guy was holding his head down.
And you knew that was a legal blow the first time you saw it.
And you know, because I saw him winch.
Here's a guy that came over
and
to say
didn't
hello
complain.
To you. George, your pal Freddie Prinze Jr. came over to say hi.
That is Freddie Prinze Jr.
Now we're in the action here, and round number 4 scheduled for 12.
It's a good sharp combination by Malignaggi to start off.
No. Very good, very good.
Cotto has his hands, his defense set. Whatever you do, it's all covered.
Very good, very good.
Good combination, scored again by Malignaggi.
That's what I said about Cotto. He's got a fight won. Everything is there for him, yet he makes it hard for himself by catching unnecessary punches. Oh, that was a low blow. But it wasn't intentional.
Get out. Good.
Malignaggi caught him coming in there with a straight left, too. So,
yes.
Again, these things are, you know, you got to add them up.
And if nothing else, Tim, even if he's not hurting Cotto, he is at least keeping him from doing much damage.
That's what he's doing.
Yep. And so this strategy, which I don't think we would have normally expected, is actually turning out to be reasonably effective. So far, the eye cut is holding up, but that's something you just have to watch every second of the fight.
Cotto's had a decent training of body punching. You can tell that he wants to go to the body.
Don't punch on him. Very good.
He may be surprised that he's seeing Malignaggi right in front of him like this. I mean, this is not what he would expect looking at tapes of his fights. He's in and out, moving around left and right, giving you very little target.
Well, he goes around New York selling these wolf tickets. Then the bell rings. He doesn't want to move around in boxes. He decides to back up his mouth. Don't do it. Don't believe your own hype.
Break out. Don't punch. Don't punch. Very good.
You know, it's funny because one of the things they did in Cotto's training camp was they brought a sparring partner in whose mouth like Malignaggi, so he would be ready not only for the punches but for the taunts as well.
I think we've only seen one of those. But look at Malignaggi. See,
he's fighting.
He's being allowed to do some things that I'm sure he didn't expect he was going to be allowed to do. So it's given him a life in this fight despite the problem with the cut.
You know what, though? When boxers stop coming in, there's a reason. When Cotto is not coming in now, he might have gotten stung by something.
There's the left jab. You know what? For a couple of rounds, he should go to the jab. The other guy doesn't see well out of his left eye. Can't defend himself from the jab. Cotto should jab now.
Final seconds of the fifth. Good round for Malignaggi.
That's his round.
How else you can score that?
There's no doubt his round.
I've got him leading in the fight, I got to say, based on the fact that overall he's been busier. He has not stopped throwing punches since the fight began.
I have to disagree with you. I think it's Cotto's fight, but that was a good round for Paulie there.
Well, again, when you go with that effective punching, no argument. Cotto's had the more effective punching. But I think he's going to have to be busier here than he has been to this point. Not only that, he doesn't look fresh as a daisy in his corner either. Working on that cut.
Malignaggi is not just in the ring, he's throwing some shots. There's a few right here. Misses a few, but he's active with that overhand right.
And he's got Cotto playing defense, which is what you want to do. That's the only way to stop him from hurting you, is make him play defense.
Make him defend himself, and the minutes tick by, and you're out of harm's way.
Round number 6, scheduled for 12. Again, Malignaggi lands the first shot. Good jab, good sharp jab. There's a big body blow from Cotto.
That hurt down here.
And that's the difference. I mean, to follow your point, Wally, and I don't dispute that at all. I just think he's putting himself at risk if he doesn't stay busy.
No doubt about it, because the judges are scoring these fights.
Didn't do much there. Tied up.
At some point, even though you're the better puncher, you got to get in and get some points. Start getting active. Don't worry about the knockout shot. Just land punches and the knockout will follow.
Slippery move there by Malignaggi. And he catches Cotto coming in with a left.
You know, I don't care if I overwork this point, but I think this is an incredible gutsy performance by Malignaggi so far.
He's making a fight out of this thing. Every now and then he lands a good shot, 2 or 3 combination to the head of Cotto, makes him back away. And there's a left hook, jab and left hook by Malignaggi.
Well, Cotto didn't punch back in that exchange. He misses with a right.
Cotto is playing defense now, and this round could easily be taken over by Malignaggi.
Well, I think he has to. He took it over from the start of the round.
Trying to get one knockout punch, and you can't do that in a boxing match.
Cotto, you mean?
It's kind of inexplicable, yeah, where Cotto has gone, because this was his fight through 4 rounds.
He's just depending on the power, and in a championship match, power can't always cut it.
I mean, this fight was close to over in the 2nd round.
Yes, it was. No, I absolutely agree with that. After all, the knockdown was scored. He had his chance there. But Malignaggi, just on guts and determination, got through that.
Malignaggi has got heart.
There's a big shot from Cotto.
He's waiting on one punch at a time. There's got to be 3 or 4 every now and then to secure the round for you in points.
I agree with you, 100%. Malignaggi has not stopped. He's been busy like this.
And when he gets out of position, he grabs and holds on. You don't want to let the cat out of the bag. That's what Cotto is doing now. He's letting the cat out of the bag. This guy can box.
Go to the corner now of Miguel Cotto. You see if they're concerned at all about his direction in this fight. I've got Malignaggi ahead, but you know, anything's possible in this kind of fight. Well, that's the point I'm making. There are going to be people, including some judges, who can see it the way that I'm scoring it at this point. Let's see what the Cotto people are saying. Richie, help us out here.
You got to breathe. Are you okay? How you feeling there? Breathe hard. Breathe hard. Don't let him hit you with the jab.
They're asking him how he's feeling, and they're saying, don't let him hit you with a jab.
The left hook has been Cotto's payday all night. That left hook. There it goes. Left hand, if he just keeps it working, he can have it all night, but he can't do it occasionally. He has to go for 3 minutes each round.
That one left hook, Malignaggi kind of turned with it, and I think he took some of the edge off the punch.
Yep. Oh, now, see, the activity level for Cotto has got to continue this way. He can't wait and then wait for Malignaggi to get back on him. You land 3 and he lands 4.
It's funny, whenever Malignaggi lands one of those 3-punch combinations, you'd see Cotto back up and kind of start again. You know what I'm saying? Instead of firing back, he kind of goes back to his starting position, starts all over again.
That's what you want to keep a puncher doing, starting all over again. Malignaggi has got the right stuff. It's just...
Cotto got a left hook to the ear in there. A little power on it. Now he bangs to the body with the right hand. Jabs to the chest.
That left jab is working for Malignaggi.
You know, I'm starting to wonder if that right cheekbone or jaw of Malignaggi is broken. Do you see how big the right side of his face is?
There is some swelling there. He was having a problem out of his left eye, but he's doing an excellent job of boxing.
Take a look at the side of his face. He keeps getting hit with the left hooks. In comparison to the other side.
Cotto is twitch hitting. That's not a good sign. You got to change.
No, it's not. He is strong, Cotto.
Yeah, but he made up his mind he was going to throw a set of punches this time, and that made him look good. Don't stop for one punch.
He's having a much better round than he has in the previous two.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, and there's no contest. It only turns competitive when Cotto throws one shot.
Malignaggi willing to stand there, and he's taking some shots, even though he's blocked some with his arms and shoulders.
Malignaggi has taken some body whipping now.
He hasn't been eager to try to escape from it.
There's no give up in this game. Ooh.
Left to the body, but missed with the right. Malignaggi comes back with a 1-2.
Cotto's really coming on now.
Cotto now backs him up. Looks a little more confident, but eats a left jab from Malignaggi. That stopped him. Final seconds.
Those body punches sounds like a heavyweight throwing shot. Cotto can punch.
End of the 7th round. Another tough round, a very physical fight. Cotto seeming to come alive a little more in that round.
There's no doubt in my mind now there's something wrong there with the right cheekbone or the jaw of Malignaggi, because I wasn't sure it was the mouthpiece. The mouthpiece is out now.
Yeah, he's having a problem dealing with his mouth.
Closing his mouth.
There's that jaw. A little bump. But that means big. Ooh, hook to the side of the face.
Definitely some swelling in that cheek. Right cheek of Malignaggi.
Malignaggi has got the heart.
Time.
I'm going to look at
Now the doctor's going to have a look at Malignaggi.
Boy, it looks like he's got cotton in his mouth.
He gets the okay from the doctor. Well, this is a pretty display by this guy. He gets cut in the first few seconds of the fight. He's been willing to go toe-to-toe with a more powerful Cotto, to the extent that he's frustrated him to some degree in the course of the fight.
Cotto is working on the left side. He's throwing those hooks to the body, and he comes back up to the jaw.
Well, at the end of the day, Cotto, I think, is going to be surprised at what he got physically from Malignaggi in this fight. Win or lose, he's going to be surprised, because I don't think he expected this. There's a good counter left from Cotto, and then Biggs back to the body.
Yeah, when he goes to the body, the head opens itself up, because Malignaggi has to protect his body, and he drops his hands just in protecting that chin.
And he's starting to make Malignaggi pay more for Malignaggi's offense.
Malignaggi continues to fight.
Oh boy, you bet. Now he's not shooting back here. Having just said that, Malignaggi's landed 10 in a row. Another combination.
There's no quit in either one of these guys. I just got to say, a lot of people denigrate boxing and boxers, but this is the nobility of the sport right here. And what Malignaggi is doing.
You know, a guy gets cut like that, hurt, jaw swollen, he can say, look, I've got a paycheck.
That's right. He's very easy right now. The easy way out would be to say, you know what, guys, not tonight.
Well, I tell you what, so much a part of it is obvious. It's this night in this place with this crowd and these thousands of supporters in support of both of them. It's an extraordinary night here when you talk about all the things we talked about at the beginning. The supporters of the various ethnic groups that are here supporting their guy. It is like the World Cup soccer that's underway in Germany. And so these guys, they're giving everything.
Well, I guarantee you, after this fight, Tim, regardless of ethnicity or allegiance, you're going to hear a big cheer for both.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's what great sports fans are about. Down goes Malignaggi. Shot from Cotto.
That was a slip.
He didn't really have full impact on it because they did call it a knockdown.
No, it was a slip.
Yeah.
Malignaggi is inviting Cotto in. When a guy gives you an invitation, you must not resist. He took one step backwards to breathe, and Malignaggi jumped on him. That's what he's been doing all night.
And he landed a good shot. Good left hook.
That's right. You can't take a break. If you're Cotto, you sit up there and take a break, you're going to get it. This guy.
That's the end of round 8, scheduled for 12. What a war we have going here. The courage of Malignaggi and the professionalism of Cotto staying calm, even though he's having to work a lot harder in this fight than he could ever have imagined against the so-called light-hitting Malignaggi.
You need these rounds, Carlos. You need them bad.
In the corner, let's hear from Richie Espinoza.
Work the left in him when he gets in on you. Water. When he...
That was a little punch, but not enough to be called a knockdown. It was a slip.
I think he was on his way before the punch landed. Very slippery in there. A lot of water, a lot of blood on the canvas.
Round number 9.
Cotto's corner has told him to go to the left. Don't do that left. Do that left hand. They didn't even tell him to work on that eye. They kept telling him, use your left.
WBO junior welterweight title at stake here. The 5th title defense by Cotto. Won this title back in September of 2004. Vacant crown at the time. Stopping Kelson Pinto.
One step back. Malignaggi gets it.
You know what? Got about 6 solid punches by Malignaggi right there. He did that 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
Well, that's what
The referee is allowing a lot of low blows to get by without warning Cotto.
But we are going to see a break for the tape in a few seconds. There we go.
I tell you what, it's a break for Cotto. Starting to breathe a little heavily here. He's finding this fight an exhausting exercise.
I love how the crowd always thinks the fighter somehow contrived for the tape to come off.
Right, yeah. Well, if it's helping anybody, it's helping Cotto, not
Absolutely.
Malignaggi.
Make sure it's all the way around.
Well, when you need a break, Angelo Dundee proved that in London. Cut the gloves.
He will deny that officially.
Makes for a good story anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot take a break with Malignaggi.
No.
You cannot take a break. You think you've beaten him, there's nothing left. You make a step backwards, he'll follow you.
And he's staying right on top of Cotto. I mean, I certainly did not expect this style of a fight from Malignaggi.
Malignaggi just looked over at us and raised his eyebrows. I think he was thinking, what am I doing?
Well, what he's doing has been pretty effective, and he just nailed him again with a left. Catching Cotto coming in.
Cotto goes right back to the vicious body punch. Even in this late in the fight, he's still dependent on body punching.
You know, George, he's naturally left-handed. They turned him around, so that's why all the power comes out of his left hand. You don't see him throwing a lot of effective rights.
Malignaggi now effectively smothering Cotto, timing on that is becoming better as the fight goes on. He gets his shots in and then he smothers Cotto before he can get any kind
one
of
step
pull on.
backwards and he attacks.
You got it. He's done it
He's like
again
a cat.
and again.
Like a cat. He's not always only interested in you moving away from him.
Good round for the challenger. Whoa, and he just rocked Cotto. Cotto got a little wild and he opened up.
Now, George, that's what you said before. You can run into a light punch and get staggered.
Malignaggi, all he has to do is just wait and catch him running in carelessly, and he can do it.
Tell you what, his corner's done a great job on that cut.
Yes.
You think that was right in the first few seconds of the fight. And I'm not convinced that it's not a second cut. It's below the original smaller one. They've just done a super job in there.
Every round, Cotto's corner laid a stool down for him to pick up himself. This round he was a little tired because he didn't reach for the stool so quickly.
Well, I tell you what, the last couple of rounds, he's looked pretty tired.
He sure has. And you know what? This goes back to the weight issue, perhaps.
Could be a...
Here's Malignaggi looking at us as if to say, what am I doing? He knows this is a crazy fight for him.
There's the right. He got him just up high on the cheekbone, under the ear.
Yeah, but on the second look, yes.
A little off balance more than anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the crowd made it something.
And who knows? The judges only get one look at it.
Yeah, the judges sometimes they listen to the crowd with their eyes.
His cheekbone puffed out even more. They tried to use the end swell on it and just surrendered. I mean, there's no point.
Very good, very good.
Round 10, scheduled for 12. This has just been a spectacular war.
You know, I don't think... I'm sorry, I was going to say, I don't think Malignaggi's jaw is broken because I don't think he'd be able to bite on the mouthpiece as hard as he is. It's probably
Sometimes the mouthpiece helps you, though.
Yeah.
It takes up that extra space and give you a little cushion. That's why you want the mouthpiece, as a matter of fact. But then you're swelling.
It might just be blood, but in any event, it's definitely swollen.
Now this last few seconds has looked more like I would think Cotto would have expected. The in and out, the side to side from Malignaggi. A little different look he's giving them now from the way he's been fighting him toe to toe since the fight began. Poly supporters on their feet. And he's physically stronger than one might think. When they get into those old pushing matches, he holds his own.
Cotto, all he has to do is put that left jab out there. He's got a history of making fights out of when there shouldn't be fights.
You're right. You said it before the fight started, and he has proven you right.
And he just got tagged with a left. And he's tied up immediately.
Where's the left jab? Just the left jab. That's all you need.
Don't punch.
Waiting on that one punch, you get caught by this guy who's a lot quicker than you are.
Stop.
Malignaggi is quicker. And in the latter rounds, he's really going to show his quickness.
We're in the 10th. Two more to go after this.
And Malignaggi knows how to use those long arms to tie him up.
You're right. He gets a lot of leverage when he's able to push him off.
I'm here. Stay up, Miguel.
He caught Cotto coming in again. And he smothers Cotto's replies. And he got through the gloves there with two good lefts.
And again, you see Cotto just concentrating right there and playing defense.
And Cotto digs to the body. Malignaggi tying him up. Smother letting him try to battle their way out.
He doesn't complain, Malignaggi. He gets hit below the belt, never makes one complaint. This is one tough cookie.
Little blood from the nose of Malignaggi now. End of round 10, another spectacular round. the ice pack on his eye.
Come on, you got to fight. You got to fight. It's 2 rounds left. You got to hit him on top and the bottom. Keep going. 2 rounds. 2 rounds. Come on. You got to do it. You got to do it. Don't stop.
His corner is not.
Watch Cotto. Watch Cotto. Ooh, that left hook. When everybody screamed, it was that left hook that made Malignaggi decide to cover up, put the crabs on him.
Malignaggi was out for 8 months in 04 and 05, and then 6 more months from August to February of this year because of the hand surgeries he requires. He certainly is letting them all fly tonight. Told everybody the hands are fine.
Malignaggi is thinking, why won't he leave my body alone? Hit my head.
Bleeding from the nose. What a gutty performance. Oh, that's a huge left there. Punch in the fight by Cotto. A clean, hard shot.
That hurt. He's staggering as he covers up this time. He's hurt. Malignaggi is hurt, but he fights.
Tomorrow, I guarantee there's going to be a lot of people who will criticize Cotto for the fight going this long. But
they're going to have to praise Malignaggi.
And he catches him again with that.
That would be selling Malignaggi short and also selling Cotto short. I mean, this is not an easy opponent. I think these guys both fought great tonight.
Look at that right hand by Malignaggi. You just never think boxers are still around like that. This is something from the old days, this Malignaggi. Something you want to see with Sandy Saddler and Willie Pep and those things. Here, just don't believe those kind of guys are still around.
Well put, George, and especially coming from you. That's exactly right. This guy is he's a slick warrior with all kinds of heart.
Hands up, Cole, hands up.
You want to ask, where did he come from?
Lifted by the crowd here. He's wanting to do his best here on his home turf.
Yeah, let me just say he came from Brooklyn, USA.
That's the problem.
All right.
Look. He's waiting for Cotto to make one step back. See? He's going to get him.
He can't wait to spring on him. You're right.
Wait one step, he'll spring on him. But he doesn't do it. Well, that's a lot of blood being lost.
And he caught him again. Making that move in, he just nails him with the left.
Well, for Malignaggi, it's about survival now. It's about fighting. Look, I made the fight, I'm going to finish it.
I know my scorecard isn't worth the paper it's printed on, but I've got him hopelessly behind.
Well, you might be surprised by the judges.
Oh, no, they may have to stop this one.
Now, most of that blood's from his nose. What a tough guy.
But it's the 12th round. Why not?
He's going to finish up.
Oh, no question. What a fight.
That's the way you got to do it. That's the way. Keep going. You're doing a great job. Just
Paulie is going to get a shot in there. Ooh. Those are the kind you see in Sports Illustrated that you wish it hadn't happened to me. Sweat goes everywhere.
Okay, Malignaggi can't wait to get off the chair. He wants to be out there going for it. 12th and final round.
Now he's got to fight. There's no need in saving anything if you're Malignaggi. fight now.
Well, he hasn't saved anything since the opening bell, George.
Yeah, but no, he's holding now. You can't do that. You got to just let your hands go. Let your hands go and fight.
Even if Malignaggi loses this fight, and he's going to, I believe, unless he comes up with a knockout, he's got everything to be proud of here.
Oh, that's putting it mildly.
Malignaggi is in trouble now. He's in trouble.
And for Miguel Cotto, you can say the same, because he couldn't have expected this. So he had to adapt. He had to fight beyond what he probably figured he had in his tank for it. So he likewise gets great credit.
Yes, but he has had things his own way since the first seconds of the fight.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the bigger, stronger guy with more power.
I like Cotto. Looks like the fight is going for him, but he's still searching for that knockout. I like that. Give the people their money worth.
And he knows he's way ahead. He doesn't have to go for the knockout.
Yeah, he's still trying. What a brave guy he is. This is a fighter. That body shot almost dropped Malignaggi.
Well, I, for one, can't wait to see Cotto and Ricky Hatton.
Whoa. That should be triple X rated.
Well, I would pay to come back and watch Malignaggi against anybody, because
that's right.
He gives you the effort. He's got a lot of skill.
I totally agree.
And he has certainly earned any acclaim he gets as a result of this performance, win or lose. And I still think you might be surprised that the scorecards are going to be a lot closer than you might expect. Under a minute to go in the fight. Now Cotto with good exchange of combinations there. Finishing up strongly here in the final seconds of the fight. Boy, these guys are going to sleep tonight. The left to the face of Malignaggi, blood streaming now from the cut in the eye, the nose, his mouth, his cheeks swollen, and he's still throwing. 15 seconds left.
Now the fight starts.
Left from Cotto that landed. Both of them giving it everything right to the final bell.
Everybody in the garden is on his feet right now. His or her feet.
Boxing needed such a fight.
What a night of boxing in Madison Square Garden. Absolutely tremendous performance by both of these boxers in this main event.
When you can make a crowd in New York City stand up on its feet, you fought. This
Absolutely right, George.
It's the most critical crowd there is in the world for boxing. They know they're boxing.
Well, these two guys gave it all they had. And if there's a special tribute, it certainly goes to the light-hitting Malignaggi, who was not expected to fight in the way he did and to be as effective doing it. The other guy, bigger, stronger, he's the champion, defending his title for the 5th time. One of the best of the young champions in the sport today, Miguel Cotto. And he will be glad to see Malignaggi in his rearview mirror.
And Malignaggi has proven that he's a tough cookie, though. Doesn't look good in the face, but he fought well.
Well, it'll be interesting to see the scorecards. I think ultimately we all agreed that Cotto won the fight, but I thought in the early rounds that Malignaggi, just by being the busier guy, won a bunch of rounds early. I gave him 3, 4, and 5. But after that, then it becomes a question of the attrition and how the judges are looking at it, seeing the damage to the face of Malignaggi and the
we suspected that may have been a broken jaw, and I think maybe there is. Malignaggi is
Well, that'll be for the newspapers tomorrow when the doctors examine him.
I think the doctor went over and said, broke.
All right, we have the decision in the hands of our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Don Trella scores about 115 to 112. Judges Peter Trematera and Glenn Feldman both scored about 116 to 111. All three in favor of the winner and still champion, the pride of Caguas, Puerto Rico, Miguel Cotto.
So Miguel Cotto with a unanimous decision. Malignaggi, everybody will agree, has certainly nothing to be ashamed of or embarrassed about with what he produced tonight in his valiant effort in his title fight at the Garden, the Mecca of boxing. They couldn't have asked for a better display of grit, desire, and talent that was presented by both of these young men tonight, George.
Yes, in the long line of history, some of the greatest fights that ever took place in the history of boxing, they were fought right here in Madison Square Garden. Now, this fight can get up there and people will be remembered in the same fashion.
Let's go up to our announcer, Wally Matthews.